Good day. I wanted to make a video showcasing my 3 favorite tabletop hockey games. And what better way to do that than a Stanley Cup final? So I thought I'd replay the 2017-2018 Stanley Cup final between the Washington Capitals and the Las Vegas Knights. So for the first period, I'm going to use Play.com's Hockey Blast. For the second period, I'm going to use Appa Hockey. And for the third period, I thought I'd use my old standby Strat-O-Matic Hockey. And for the entire game, I'm going to have to limit my roster size due to the fact I didn't buy the extra player cards from Strat. So I'm using 3 full forward lines with a partial fourth line and 2 defensive pairs with a third for the third line. And I'll do the same thing, even though I do have the extra cards for Appa and for Hockey Blast, because of the limited cards I have for my Strat set. That's how this game will be played. For the first period in Hockey Blast, I'm just going to use the standard Hockey Blast score sheet. The second period in Appa Hockey is my own created Appa Hockey score sheet where I have the defensive ratings and the team ratings up the top, and a place to put the scoring in a chart for the timing. And for the third period, I'm going to use my, again, created Strat Hockey sheet with the same sort of deal on the back with the timing on the back. Because my normal Zamboni driver, Robert Gordon, is busy doing the Stanley Cup finals between the St. Louis Blues and the Bruins, go Bruins! I've employed Marvin's cousin, his Canadian cousin, Stubert. It's the only way I can get the Toronto Maple Leafs into a Stanley Cup video. Right, so the table is now set, and we're ready to get going with the Stanley Cup finals. Wait! Can I play? I'm sorry, this is just for teams that actually make the Stanley Cup. Sorry. And this is the setup I'll use for period 1 and the Hockey Blast game. I've got it all set up on the mat that Al Wilson designed. I had printed out by Inked Gaming. And I'm using, this is the sheet that came with the Appa 2017-2018 set. I'm using the lines that were set for all 3 periods and all 3 games from this lineup sheet. And that's what I have now on the ice and ready for the first period of this Stanley Cup final game. We're all ready now to start this game. I have the teams both set up. Washington here as the visitors on my left, and I have Vegas as the home team on our right. Got my puck ready to go. I'm using Al Wilson's designed mat that I had printed out by Inked Gaming. And I've got my chart book open up to the normal minutes section, and we can get the game started with a face-off. So let's take our 2 dice and give them a roll. And a roll of 6 on our face-off chart. We have 6. Visitor wins the face-off. So the visitors are the Washington Capitals. They'll take possession of the puck for the very first part of this game. And now we're going to roll on our normal minutes chart. See, we get immediately we get a 9 is momentum. Well, we don't have a momentum, so let's see. Whichever team currently has momentum gains and retains the puck, but there's no line change and no advance. If no team has momentum, then check the hit quality of the team to establish a new momentum. So to establish that momentum, we're going to count up the hit qualities on both sides. Of the first line here, Orlov has got 1, 2, 3, and Vegas has 2. So the momentum now goes to the Washington Capitals. So now with the momentum, when you see a half of a star that's not filled in, the team with momentum can now use that as a full star. So Ovechkin here, instead of having a shot result of 3, he can have a shot result of 4. So the momentum was gained probably from a check into the boards. No time is advanced on this, so it's still the same line out there. No time. We're going to roll once again on the normal minutes chart. And we now get a 6. A 6 is a zoom. It's a close-up camera shot of one player matchup. So we're going to roll the black-sided die again. And we get a 5. 5 is smart, so we're going to look at the smart quality. And the smart quality here on ice, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's filled with smart people, smart hockey players. And Vegas has 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So the 4. So the visiting team, or Washington, gains play chance on the play chart here. We're looking at the play chart, and we get a 8. An 8 is 0-2 and 0-1. Have 0-2 and 0-1 are the players trying to assist. 0-3, and Backstrom will get the shot. So assist rating. So it's a 1, and remember, since they have momentum, that the star counts as a whole star. So that's 1 star, 2, 3 stars, and he's got a shot of 4. So to resolve that shot, they have to roll a 4 or less on the black die, and the white die has to come up because Fleury has a 4 play save, has to be greater than a 4. So a 5 or 6. And let's see what we get. So there's a 5. So with the assist rating of 1, 2, 3, 4, that's outside of their shot rating. But it was also outside of Fleury's save rating. So now on Backstrom's missed shot, we don't re-roll the dice. We're just going to stay with what we had here. It was a 5 and a 5. And we're going to look at the goalie save chart. On a 5 and a 5 is a 10. And it was snared with the glove hand. So Fleury makes a quick attempt, even though he was a little bit out of position, and still has the wherewithal to make the glove save. So now the goalie's team now controls the puck, and the lines change, and advancing the clock, and the goalie's team begins with the new possession. So we move our puck over here. We can remove our shot assist tokens. We're going to move our lines down. Oops, sorry, I don't know why I have that one sitting there. And we're now line 2. No face-off. The puck was just dropped. Now that Washington has the puck, we can roll on the normal minute start. But before I do that, let me take my score sheet here, and I will mark the fact that Backstrom had a shot on goal for our first minute, and we're now on to our second minute. So give me 1 second. Okay, now we have that marked. We're on to the second minute. On to the play chart. Now with Vegas having the puck, we get a 3. A 3, we're going to roll right on the play chart already. Team with the most triangles generates offensive scoring chance, and we'll roll again on the play chart. So the offensive symbols we've got on our line 2, Hula's got 1, 2. Kanitsev has got 1. So yes, Vegas will get that shot on the play chart. So we have an 11. So 0-1 and 0-3 get a chance to assist. So we've got, there's our 1 there. So Hula and Neil will get a chance to make the assist. And a, 0-1, 0-3, and 0-5 will get the shot chance. Well, he's got a scissors for a shot. His assist is 0, 0, and half of 0 is still 0. Will give us a roll anyways. It's not going to be successful. Even if it would have been on net, it would have been outside of Holtby's save range, but we didn't pass the shot range. So we're going to keep that 8, and we'll look here on the goalie save chart. It was a stick save made, so Holtby made it with a stick. Goalie drops the puck behind the net for a new line. So the puck will change hands at per possession. We'll remove our assist tokens. We're going to change our lines to our third line. Now, the third line defense, because I didn't have enough strat cards to ice 4 full lines, I'm going to use a defenseman from another line. So Niskanen is going to stay on the ice, and Theodore will stay on the ice and do a double shift. I know you can do double shifts, 2 double shifts per team per period in this, but these guys are going to do double shifts just to cover that extra line because of my lack of cards for another game, for period 3. Okay, so now we've got line 3. I can put on my score sheet a shot by England. And now I can add that shot in the 2nd minute now. The shot by England wasn't successful. And now we're on to the 3rd minute of the game, of the 1st period. And we take our dice, roll on our chart once again, and we get a 5. Oh, that's a penalty event. So re-roll on the penalty event chart, and minor penalties are not called in the final 3 minutes, but that's okay. So let's turn over to the penalty chart, which is back here. Penalty and event chart. We're going to take a roll of a 7. 7 comes up with double asterisks, and that's a multiple penalties that might get called. So I've got to roll again on the identification chart, and it's another 7. So it's still 2 penalties. I have to keep rolling in now until I get a 2 participants. There's 6. So D5. So the person in D5. So Christian Jos is one that may have a penalty. And a 5. Oh, double penalties on the defensive side. Or sorry, the defensive side is now over here. So it's not Jos, it's Miller. And on a 5, defensive 4. So that will be Theodore. And we're going to check on their penalty ratings now. So let's roll first for Miller. Miller takes a 7. Is his penalty rating a 0? No, his penalty rating is a 0.5. So he will get a penalty. Oh, sorry, he won't. His penalty rating, no, then there's a penalty. Yes, otherwise it's a minor penalty. So he does have a minor penalty, so we can check what his minor penalty will be over here on the penalty finder chart. So Miller on a 9 is called for tripping. And now we'll roll for Theodore on the penalty chart. We also get a 9 player. He's have a fight rating, and Theodore does not have a fight rating. Minor penalty, and he drops the gloves looking for a fight. Otherwise, it's a minor penalty for roughing. So he doesn't have a fight rating, so he's going to get a penalty at the same time for roughing. So I'll annotate that on my sheet, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have my score sheet ready. There's the penalties for both Miller and Theodore, and I've marked off the next 2 minutes that will be under penalty. And I've got my chart book now turned to the power minutes chart. That's what we're going to be using. And I'll set my lines up. So after a penalty, of course, there's going to be a face-off. And I'm going to change lines. My penalty, let's see, my power play line would be number 1. And I would say, yeah, I'll stick with the complete number 1. Now Theodore did get a penalty, so we're just going to turn him over. He cannot be used. He's in the box, and Miller is also in the box. So what would be my penalty kill here? I'd probably use, let's say, our line 2, and I would drop probably Tatar. And I would keep my first line. So there's my 5 on 4, and we'll start up here on the face-off chart of the power minutes. So let's give it a roll. 7 face-off, won by high face-off player with the 2 circles. So the 2 circles, if it's shorthanded, penalty killing team has players on ice with penalty kill symbols, then score 2 lull minutes and conduct a new face-off. So in checking with Vegas penalty killers who are on the ice, there is 1 circle and 2 circles there. So they successfully kill off that 5-on-3 shorthanded situation. So we're going to mark off 2 lull minutes on our score sheet, and we advance the line by 2. So we're now in the 4th line here, and we're in the 3rd line of our defense. These guys can now come back on the ice. And we're going to also advance this would have been the first. We're going to advance it anyways to the 3rd and back down here once again. And I am going to use Niskanen. No, I did use him before. Orpik will be our second defense for missing pair here. And let's see, I used Theodore before, so I'll use England here. And for our forward in this line, I'm going to use Perron. And we're still on the third line there, so we're out of sync with our lines, but that's okay. So in that last face-off, I forgot to mark off who won the face-off. So the high face-off player won, and they would have possession of the puck. So the two lines I had out for the power play line, our center there was Backstrom with a 51, and I had Hula taking the face-off, who was also a 51, and they had momentum. So, or Washington had momentum, so Washington would have the puck. Our new lines are out there, so we were now changed to our normal minutes chart, and we'll roll to see how the play progresses in the 6th minute of this game. So we have a 5, and the 5 is another penalty event. So roll on penalty event chart, and let's go to there right away. And there's our penalty event chart, and we'll see. We may have the puck. Now we have a 10. A 10 is our offensive 3. At this time would be Eller. Lars Eller. Now let's see what happens with Eller. What did he got here? He's got an 11. 11. A penalty rating is greater than 2, and Eller's penalty rating is only a 0.5. So it's a major penalty and misconduct. Otherwise, he just has a minor penalty. So let's see what Eller is going to the sin bin for. Rolling on the minor, it's a 12. Oh, it's too many men on the ice. So bench minor. So Eller is going to have to sit off. He's got the penalty. And the possession, of course, we're going to have a face-off. And we'll set up our lines. I'll put that on my score sheet, set up the lines for the power play and the penalty kill line. Okay, I've got that annotated on my sheet, so this penalty will last up into the 8th minute of the first period. I now have my line 1 defense and my second line as my penalty killing squad for the Washington team, and I have the entire first line up for the power play team, Vegas, and we are now going to move to the penalty minute chart, our power minutes, and roll our face off because there'd been a whistle blow it dead after that penalty. So on our face off chart we have a 7. The 7 again is a face off. It's won by the high face off player, and we get that same situation where they can kill the penalty off if there is 2 people with a penalty kill symbol. So our highest face off taker is 48, 44, so it is 48. So Vegas would take possession of the puck. Now on the line here we do have 1, and that's it. So he does not kill off the penalty. So we have to go through on the penalty chart. So with Vegas now with the puck, we're going to roll on the power minutes chart under a 5. Another bloomin' penalty. Wow, there's a lot of penalties in this game. So we're going to re-roll on the penalty chart and see what happens. So let's go back to the penalty chart. It's a chippy game so far. So on the penalty event chart, we're going to see who our player would be, and that's 8. So the Carlson here, our 01. We'll see what it's up. So the 17, if he has a penalty rating of 0, and he does, there is no penalty. Otherwise, a minor penalty, so there is no penalty. I forgot to mention after the Washington team had got a penalty, they lose their momentum, so that kills momentum, and for the duration of the penalty, Vegas would now get momentum. So there's 1 minute left to go in that penalty. We're at 7th minute in the game, so we advanced time. That last no penalty we'll call that a lull minute. So I'm going to put in my second line there, and I'll use my third line as the penalty kill. And I should have turned over. I'm going to use my second line and second line for my second line power play, and we're going to still be rolling on the power minutes. Fag is still having the puck, and we have a 6 zoom, so we're going to take a close-up of one player matchup, and I'm going to look at the two teams. So we got the black dice determines the offensive player. So the offensive player will be our Theodore. So we'll mark him. He's the guy. And the white die determines the defender, and our white die is 2. So Connolly and Theodore. So let's see what quality we're going to be looking at. It's a 5. So smart. Does that both of these have a smart? He has a smart quality, but Theodore does not. So Connolly will win this battle, and he will take that puck and successfully end the penalty, and will advance time. So I've written that as a no shot for both of those. The penalty is now over. We're now in the 9th minute. We're going to advance time, so I'll put my line 3 back on, give them a shot. Or sorry, my line 4. And I'll stick with both of these. And I'm going to use, we'll put Orlov and McNabb as our second defensive pair, and I'll give Tatar and Verana a chance to fill in the centers of my 4th line. We're going now from the power minutes. We'll go back because the penalty is over. We're going back to the normal minutes chart, and let's roll off the normal minutes chart. And we have an 8. An 8 is an ice blast, so this is the wide angle camera shot. We're going to take the whole line in effect. What are we going to look for? We're going to be looking for the hit quality. So let's say hit quality, there's no hit there. There's 1, 2. So 2 for Washington. There's none. There's 1, none, 2, 3. So the visitors lose the puck, or Washington loses the puck, and back to Vegas. They take that. We mark another no shot on our score sheet. We're into the 10th minute of the game. Period's almost half over. Back still. And they've also, the penalty is over, so they've lost momentum. We're going to change lines. So we're going to go line 1, line 1. See why Al Wilson's mat is perfect for this, so you don't have to flip cards all the time. This is a great solution. So now we're line 1, we'll just match them up. Roll it again on a 10. So we have a turnover. If any defender has a square symbol, then the turnover is created, changing possession. If no square symbol, then no effect. Roll again. In either case, no line change and no time advance. So, do we have a square? We have 2, and they do, so that it does have a turnover, and it's created. So now we're going to keep the same lines out there, but now Washington with the puck. And we're looking at a 9, so 9 is momentum. Now we don't have any momentum, so we're going to look at hit qualities. Momentum was lost after the penalty. We're going to look at the hit qualities and see who gets momentum. Of course, we know that there's 1, 2, 3 to 2. That happened the very same play, so we're going to give momentum back to Washington. So Washington's got a full head of steam. And we're going to do another roll on here, and it's a 5. And if I have another penalty event, wow. So we're going to re-roll on the penalty advance. There's a lot of penalties in this first period. So, oh, sorry, wrong chart. I'm on the wrong chart. There we go. Penalty chart here. Let's see what we got. And it's a 6. 6 is, we're looking for the defense 5. So we're looking at McNabb, who's got a 0.5 penalty rating. And he has an 8, so an 8 says a penalty rating of 0. Nope, he's a 0.5. So otherwise, he has a minor penalty. So let's see what McNabb gets nailed with. These refs are whistle happy today. So minor penalty of 3, he gets called for slashing. So McNabb is going to go sit in the sin bin for his slashing call, and we're going to put our, let's call that our penalty kill line, and we'll take Neil off. We want to keep that dot in the game, these 2 dots, in case we get a 7. And our power play, we used this as our power play line as the last time, so let's do that as our power play. We'll keep We'll overwork our first line of defense, or sorry, penalty, our power play, and they already have the momentum. So now we'll turn back to our chart for the power minutes, and we're going to look off the face-off. I've annotated our sheet now, so we're going to be into a penalty situation unless a goal is scored until the 12th minute. And of course there would have been a face-off. Let's see where that face-off goes. And it's a 5. Short-handed team wins the face-off, so that's Vegas has now got the puck. We're going to roll on the power minutes chart, and we're looking at the 7. 7 is a power play, so a man advantage team creates a scoring chance. Reroll on power play chart. So here's our play chart, and so they've lost the puck, and our power play team now has the puck, and we're going to have a 5. So let's, our 03 and 01 are our assists. So there's our 01 and our 03, and who's going to, now again those stars will be filled in for because they have momentum. And then our choice for the shooter. So let's see who would make our best shooter of those on the ice. Carlson and Verana both have a star, but let's stick with Verana. So they have 1 assist, 2, 3, 4 assists, and with that shot that's 5. So they need to roll a 5 or less on the black. And over here on our play save, Mr. Fleury has 4, so this has to be greater than a 4 and less than a 5 to be successful. And it passes the shot and also passes the goaltender's save rating, so we're going to keep that as a 5. And see, goalie stacks the pads, puck is deflected out to the circle, the 0-2 gets the rebound. So your 0-2 is, Verana's going to get another shot, and because they have momentum they get 1 extra star, and he can fill that in because of the momentum. So he has 2, so this has to be a 2, the black has to be a 2, and it's not, it's a missed shot, so we'll stick with that again. And at 7, it's a huge save, goalie freezes the puck, lines change, and advance the time. So the penalty's half over. We'll change lines. I'm going to put my number 2 and number 1 as my power play line, and I'm going to they have more circles up here, so I'm going to take Smith, and I'm going to use this Miller and McNabb as my penalty killers here. There's a face-off again. We're going to roll for the face-off, which is a 9, and we're again once on the power minute chart on a 9. Man advantage team wins the face-off and the double star. So if a advantage power play team has the players on the ice with the power play symbols, then it's an immediate play. And we do look at, though, Ovechkin has 2 on his own, so they're going to get an immediate play. They have possession of the puck. He has momentum, so the immediate play, OV's got a 12 in there, and the 12 is an 0-2 and an 0-3. 0-2 and 0-3 get a chance to assist on a shot by 0-4. And again, momentum gives that filled in star. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that fills in, so 5. So they're black dice, so it has to be a 5 or less. And of course, Fleury is a 4. So this shot will fail with the 6 being outside of the range, but it would have been successful on Fleury because it's outside of his save range, but it's also outside of the shot range. So we'll keep those 2. On the goalie save chart, we're going to look up the 11. The goalie knocks it down, makes a pass through the seam. It's a breakaway play, so re-roll on the play chart. So it's a breakaway now. The puck changes hands. Vegas has got a shorthanded breakaway, so we're going to roll on the play chart for them, and we get a 9, and a play chart on a 9 is 0-4 and 0-2, and my 0-4, I would have put McNabb here in my 0-4, so McNabb will now try an assist, and we've got 0-2 for the assist, and our shot taker will be, let's give it to Carlson, who's got a 3. And let's see what we got. So in total, we've got half. So we got 2, and we got 5. We got to cut that in half. We'll call that a 2. Assist rating of 2, and a shot of, that would be 5 with a scissors rating that cuts it in half. So it's a 2, so we need a 2 on the black. And Holtby is only a 3, so it needs greater than a 3. Oh, he makes the greater than the 3, but again, shot has missed, so we'll keep that. And on an 8, Stone Cold, scrambled for the puck in front of the goal. D5 clears it. And the puck changes hands, lines advance, and the man advantage team begins a new possession. But of course on this one it's not the man advantage team, it's going back because the penalty ends. So we'll advance lines. And I think what I'm going to do is I will move this back. I know they're getting overused as lines, but that's okay. Put this guy back and mark my shot takers. Carlson with a unsuccessful shot, and the first shot from Washington there was also from Carlson with a C. So now that the penalty is over, momentum is now lost by the Washington Capitals, and we're going to change charts from the power minutes and put it on normal minutes, and the penalty's over. I've annotated our score sheet, and on the we're going to roll, and we get a 9 on momentum. Again, we're momentum check here. For hit, there's 1, 2 for this line I have on the ice for Washington, and for Vegas there is 1. So Washington again gained momentum, so they're really on the roll, and we're going to stay with that. Roll the puck, roll the dice, and we have an 8. So the ice blast, it's a wide angle camera shot, same procedure as the zoom. So we're going to look and see for the lines on the ice what quality we're looking for, and we're looking for the power quality. And let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with power quality on Washington. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Vegas. So the play opportunity is going to go right directly to Washington. So we're going to roll on our play chart. On an 8 is 02, 01, and so we're going to give that 02 and 01 for our assist, and for our shot is going to go to our 03. So it's the forward line gets an opportunity to score. So let's figure out what we got here. He's got, and again, they have momentum, so these are now filled in stars. So that's a 1 assist, no assist, and 2 shots. So we have 3, and then the 1 gives you momentum, 4. So we're outside of our shot rating, and we're inside of the save rating anyways. So we're going to keep that as a 9. The goalie absorbs the shot with his body, drops the puck in the corner for a new line. So his team takes over possession, and we're going to put a new line on. So, and I'll mark off that shot for Kuznetsov, and we'll change our line to 2, a third forward line over here, 3rd, and we're going to go with our 3rd line, and I will give Nate Schmidt a chance to fill in for our missing 3rd defensive pair. And again, we're going to go rolling right here. Now we're into the 14th minute of the game, the 13th minute of the game, sorry. This is now the 14th minute, and we're looking at an 11. 11 is a play. If a defense has 2 symbols, then they prevent the defense from making this play. So our defense does have a 1 square, but not 2. So they do not prevent the play, and Vegas will take a shot. So we'll on the play chart, and we're looking at a 12. So 02 and 03 will get a chance to assist a shot by 04, which will be Schmidt. It's unlucky Schmidt has a scissor there. So there's no assist. There is no momentum for Vegas. There is 2 assists. You have to cut that in half with his shot. So he has a 1 shot rating against Holtby with a 3. So it has the white dice has to be under 3, which it's not, and it has to be 1, and it's not. It's 10. So it is a save, a successful save under a 10. Snared with the glove hand, the goalie's team controls the puck, changes lines, and advances the clock. So the goalie grabbed it, put it down for Washington, and we'll take these off here now and advance our clock, and we'll put on a shot for Schmidt. Write that in. And we'll change our lines up now. We're going to my third line, defensively, and fourth line, and we'll say Niskanen is going to do double duty, and we'll give Stevenson double duty. And then we'll move our lines up here to our number 1 line defensively. So Schmidt has to do double duty, and we'll go to our third line, and that's Alex Tuch. We'll put him in, and we're going to roll on normal play results for Washington now. And Washington with a 12, it's a spectacular save. So choose an offensive player that launches a shot. Goalie must make a spectacular save. Go to spectacular save shot. So on the ice, who do I want to make my shot here? Let's go with Jay Beagle, because I just like the name Jay Beagle. And so Beagle's going to take the shot, and we're going to roll directly on the spectacular save. And we get a 5 on spectacular save. So if he's a 4 or better, and Fleury is a play save, or sorry, a spectacular save, he's only a 3. So he's not, or better, he makes an unbelievable stop. Otherwise, it's a goal. So there's our first goal of our game. The first goal in the first period is scored by Jay Beagle. So we'll figure out the assist in just 1 second. So on Washington's goal, we're going to go, because it was a spectacular save chance and Beagle beat Fleury, there was no assist rating check. We'll look at the shooter assist range finder chart, and we're going to look at the assist column here. We'll find who give our first assist, and that's the 5, so highest, and highest means what you're going to use the highest assist rating on the ice at the time. So that's a half star. I would say Niskanen would be, so he'll get the first assist, and see the second assist is a 10. That was a 6. There's a 10. 10 is the 2. Oh, sorry. So we just take the highest rating. So there was only 1 single assist on this one, and that would be Niskanen. So the goal scored by Jay Beagle and assisted by Niskanen. So we will change lines once again, because we're now into the 16th minute. That goal took place in the 15th minute of the game. We are going to change our lines up to first line for Washington, and first line offense for Vegas, and second line defense. Turn back to our regular minutes chart, normal minutes chart, and there'll be a face-off obviously after the goal, and we'll roll on our face-off chart, and we get a 6, and a 6 is the visitor wins the face-off. So Washington's taking control again. Washington still has momentum. We'll keep that on there. There's nothing that's happened so far that will lose that momentum. So with that face-off, let's roll on our normal minutes chart for the 16th minute of the game. We got an 8. An 8 is an ice blast. So let's say in the entire line once again. We're going to roll the dice and see what ability. So it's 3. The star. So let's see who's got stars for Washington. On line 1, there is 1 star quality, 2, 3 star qualities. On Vegas, there is 1 star quality, and that's it with the personnel that I have on the ice now. So another play opportunity for Washington. So we'll roll on the play chart, and we have an 8, an 8, 02, and 01. We'll get the chance to assist a shot by 03. So Backstrom will take the shot. So we'll calculate here. There's 1 assist. Again, with momentum, that's going to be 2 assists. So we have 3, and the shot rating is 4. So the black has to be in 4, and Fleury has a 4 on his save. So let's see what we get. So yes, he does. The shot is successful, and Fleury does make that save. So we're going to look it up again on 2. Puck is deflected behind the net and around the boards. 3 squares on defense controls the puck. Otherwise, the offense gets a rebound shot. Offense 05 gets a rebound shot. So let's see if there's 3 squares, and there's none. There's 1. So 05 will get the rebound shot. So he doesn't have a shot rating, but of course with the momentum he gets 1. So let's see what happens. Of course, doesn't make a successful shot. It is a successful save. So we'll go back to the save chart. It's smothered by the goaltender, and the goaltender freezes the puck, changes the lines, advance the time for face-off. So mark that on our score sheet now. Both of those shots in the 16th minute. We're into the 17th minute of play. So let's change our lines. Of course, it's a face-off. Second line, and I'm going to call. You're allowed two double shifts per team, or per period. So I'm going to align these guys and I give these guys a double shift. I know it's been a bit out of whack filling in these extra spots, but we'll go from there. And we're going to start with the face-off. And with a 7 on a normal face-off. Face-off is won by the high face-off, followed by a lull. So within the last 3 minutes, you can't have a lull, but this is the 17th minute, so that I can do a lull. So let's mark those 3, lull, and we're going to get to the last minute of the period in just 1 second. So the highest face-off taker would have won that one. This is a 44, and Hule is a 51. So Vegas will retain possession for the last, and of course with the pardon me, with the last lull, you just use the last line that was on the ice, because for 3 minutes. And we have our 3 minutes marked off. So this is the last minute to play in the first period with Vegas with the puck. And we pull up a 8. And the 8 is an ice blast. It's again wide angle for that line. Let's see what quality we're looking for. And we're looking for a 5. We're looking for the smart quality. Who has it? There's a 1, 2, 3 smart qualities on the line for Washington. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 for Vegas. So Vegas will get a play. Let's see what Vegas, maybe they can tie it up before the end of the period. On the play chart, we're looking at a 12. So 02, 03 will assist 04. So 02 and 03 will assist 04 in the shot, and they don't have any ratings for that, but let's give a roll anyways. It is outside of Holtby's, but again, outside of any kind of chance they would have for a play, for a successful shot. So we'll take the 9. Goalie absorbs the shot with body, drops the puck in the corner for a new line, and then we change lines and advance clock. That would end the first period. So there you go. The first period ends with a score of 1-0. 1 for Washington, 0 for Vegas. And we'll see you for period 2 in our Appa hockey rink.